African-American rappers saying N-word this and N-word that, but a Caucasian can't.
Oh boy, I have a lot to say. But let's first of all start with basic terminology, shall we? Caucasian. I see what you did there. Because the fact that white Americans so desperately want to keep on hanging on the word Caucasian tells me that y'all have not arrived in 2024. It's fucking weird, okay? Because like the word says, Caucasian, Caucasus, well, y'all probably don't even know that the Caucasus exists, where it is or what it is. I mean, somebody could give you a plate of unseasoned potato salad and call it Caucasus and you would believe it, okay? So that's neither here nor there. But you use words anyhow without ever taking 5 seconds of your precious time to do some titsy tiny bit Google research so that at least you know what you're talking about. The word Caucasian is of deeply racist origin. First and foremost, only like 2% of white people are actually Caucasian. That's besides the point. In Europe, Caucasian people are not necessarily considered white, okay? People that are actually Caucasian are people from the Caucasus area, which is in Eastern Europe. As far as I am concerned, white Americans came from Europe, but not from Eastern Europe, okay? Y'all are Germans, British, Italian, Greek, Spanish. Y'all are not Caucasians, okay? And the origin of that word came from a scientist that said the purest human beings came from the Caucasus Mountains, okay? Completely neglecting the fact that humanity started in Africa, which makes this word so racist. Because when you look at Caucasians and when you look at the ideal human being in the eyes of Schmittler, you get the crazy Austrian German guy that, you know, was trying to build like a fucking empire. You know who I'm talking about. So the beginning of all this is that y'all are not Caucasian in the first place. So hanging on to a word that has nothing to do with your ancestry or anything you are is beyond wild. And then using that in the context of, oh, you hear African Americans saying N-word this, N-word that. What the fuck do you mean? First of all, why? I really want to understand, but I already have the answer and I'm going to get to that in a second. Why are you so pressed to want to say a word that literally tells somebody you are less human than me? And then you wonder when you're being called racist? And my answer to this, my personal theory is, no, it's not even a theory, that's facts. Throughout human history, white people have never been put in our place. We've always gone around the world wilding. We've literally traveled across the world, kidnapped, enslaved, colonized countries just to get our lazy ass around walking. Because let's not forget, okay? And in the process of that, not only did we lay the foundation to the demonization and dehumanization of the African continent at large for the next hundreds, if not thousands of years, God forbid, but we've also come up with a term that dehumanizes and demonizes the very children of the continent we so desperately want to demonize and dehumanize because we wanted its resources. We know that Africa is not that uncivilized, barbaric place where, you know, tigers just roam in the wild. We know that Africa is the richest continent on the planet. Not only when it comes to natural resources, but only when it comes to the variations of the human DNA. We know that. We know that the African continent, particularly the Black woman, is the root of humanity. So what do you do to make yourself look better? You look at the very origin of humanity and literally twist history and make that very same person or that very same ethnicity the bad guy so that you can make yourself look better. And when we are honest with ourselves, we've all seen this happening in children. One child slapped the other child, and then the child that slapped the other child started telling or will start telling you how the other child has been slapping and kissing and doing things without their consent and blah, 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 last week. Twisting the narrative, okay? twisting the narrative. It's narcissistic. Okay, so white people have been doing this since we mutated, since our mutation started walking and roaming this earth. Okay, even by the time we literally mated with Neanderthals in the center of Europe, but that's a different topic. So the fact that we are even debating on whether or not this word should be said, or if black people should be saying that word, and then if black people said it, we should all say it, and if black people don't want nobody to say it, they shouldn't say it, shows that we have no dignity, we have no humanity, and we have not a single crumb of common sense left. Because how the hell are you obsessed with telling people a word should not be in their vocabulary when that very same word was forced on their ancestors? That very same word is in strong connotation and context to the literal worst crime in human history. And now that they are reclaiming it because they are like, hey, I'm taking the power from you by redefining that word for myself and my people. You are pressed? Instead of for you to be like, man, let me just mind my white ass unseasoned business and shut the fuck up, because this is a topic I have no idea about. I should not be talking about this. I don't live the experience. I have no idea what they're talking about. Let me just respect myself. No. You are all over the place telling black people what to do yet again, because you're historically used to doing that. You are historically used to never being put in your place, never being told no.